really doesn't want to focus on my face. Okay, let's go with that because I think that's kind of working. I'm in Amsterdam. I don't really know what the correct volume to speak in is because it's like midnight here and I'm in my very, very, very boxish small hotel room. I now wear glasses, by the way, that's a new thing. But yeah, I got on a plane, I went on the tube all the way to Heathrow, which was new. Like, I've been on the tube before, but never to Heathrow, and I went through airport security on my own, which I've never done without an adult present before, and I realise that sentence is kind of redundant because I'm 20 and an adult, but I've never done it without there being like a teacher or one of my parents, and there wasn't that. There wasn't even a friend. There was just me and my bags, and that was it. But I did it. I got on a plane and it was delayed, but I did it. I got there and I flew here and I got off the plane and I got all the way from the airport to my hotel. Admittedly, I did that bit rather stupidly, but that is a different story. And then I navigated Amsterdam enough to find somewhere to have dinner. I had dinner, I found somewhere to have pudding, I had pudding, I found a supermarket, I bought some breakfast, I came home and I watched some YouTube videos. So I'm doing like really well. I'm also a little bit giddy and I'm not entirely sure why. I think it might be because this is the first actual holiday I have had in like over 2 years, maybe 3 years, and I'm so happy. I don't remember the last time I was this happy, and like I realise that that's kind of scary in and of itself because depression and everything, but right now all I can think about is how happy I am. Like, I'm so happy. Like, is this what normal people feel like? Yeah, you can tell I don't know what volume to speak at because it goes from the whispers to the normal voice, but like, is this what normal people feel like? Are you this happy all the time? Because if you're this happy all the time, please fix me, I want this. If this is the beginning of mania, I don't want this, please go away. But yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep, hopefully, possibly. I'm gonna try and sleep, and then in the morning I'm gonna get up and walk by a canal and go to Vidcon, because did I mention I'm excited? It is now Saturday morning. I am on my way in to Vidcon. So far, things I've learned about this trip: if I do it again, try and come a day early, have a full day in Amsterdam, because so far I've only had an evening, and would have been nice to have a bit of a look around and get to know the area better before, but meh. I have been to Amsterdam before, like I went on a family holiday here, so I do know a tiny bit. I'm also super aware that it's like not even 7:30, because it's very quiet. Amsterdam doesn't apparently wake up until after this, and I've gotten really used to living in London over the past like 8 months, which means that I find it really weird that it's still this quiet ever. And also the time feels weird, so it feels even earlier to me because England just went on British summertime, so we've already jumped an hour forward lately, and then coming here is another hour forward. It's just really weird. I feel like it should be like 6:30. It's not. And then, but also I did sleep on the plane, so that combined with 6 hours of sleep and excitement means that I'm not really tired. I'm just very aware that it's the wrong time of day and that I am a very British tourist walking around with a massive camera, pointed at her own face. I missed the tram I was gonna get, partly because I still think that all of the cars should travel on the left, because that's how it is in England. And I keep thinking when I go towards a tram stop, oh, okay, this is the stop in the direction I want. And then I watch the thing that I was gonna get on pass me by on the other side of the road. So, doing super well. My original plan had been to hire a bike, but that is expensive and I don't have money. But so I've got to get from here, little black dot, which is where I am at the tram stop, down to here.
And he said, Jana, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that you could do it.
I just ordered from a Malaysian restaurant and they sent me a half a chicken, which is what I asked for. Twist. You thought it wasn't going to be, but no. But they didn't send me a knife or fork, which I thought was pretty ambitious of them. They were like, here, we brought you this half of an animal, dead, roasted. Enjoy with your mouth and fingers. I don't know. I don't know how food delivery works here. Do they not send you silverware? No. Oh, it's universal no. You're just well, I guess yeah. You have silverware if you are not backstage at an event where there's lots of microphones, not a lot of forks. Anyway, raise your hand if you are from this country. Raise your hand if you're not from this country. Oh, wow. Okay, good. Raise your hand if you're, do all the people who aren't, well, okay, raise your hand if you're European. If you're from Europe, okay. Well, raise your hand if you're British, because you don't count anymore.
Hello. So it's now, what time is it now? I can't even see the time. Time doesn't exist. It's midnight. It is midnight. I didn't really vlog during the day. As you can probably tell, I am absolutely exhausted. Both emotionally and physically. So tired. Which is weird because I started today being really peppy and I was so pumped. And I can't tell whether it's that I didn't recharge enough during the day or whether it's just that there were quite a few bits where I was like, this is not as good as I was hoping it was gonna be. So that's disappointing. I feel like I will probably feel better about it once I've had some sleep. But at the minute I'm just, you know, when you focus on only the bad because your brain doesn't really want you to do anything else. So that's fun. Like, don't get me wrong, there were some really good bits, like I saw some really interesting panels and I met some very nice people. It's just not quite what I was expecting. Like, I had really enjoyed Summer in the City when I went a few years ago and I was expecting this to kind of be something like that, and it was in some ways, but in others it was very different. And I feel like I might make a proper video later where I talk about the things that I'm thinking. And sometimes I feel like most of the things that I dislike stem from the fact that I don't really like the kind of, I feel like everyone talks about the line between people who watch videos and people who make videos, but no one really talks about the line between people who make videos and have less than 1,000 subscribers. Or maybe not even that, but like the people who make videos and have less than like 50,000 subscribers. And then the people above that. And like a lot of the time that's like featured creators. But I feel like it becomes very cyclical and also very cliquey, which I'm not a fan of. Like, fame begots fame and power begots power kind of thing. Like, if you're a featured creator, then you get a whole bunch of extra things that standard creator track people don't get, and even industry track people don't get, that then makes it much harder for people to like appear as if they're all doing the same job. And I find it very odd and very strange because it feels very at odds with the preach that usually comes along with video content, like discussion about how we're all doing the same thing and we're all making videos and well, the assumption is that we're all making money from videos, or at least all in a position where we could be making money from videos, and yet there's obviously a big disparity between the people who, and I guess that's always true, but like it feels like YouTube is trying to pretend that it's not true on YouTube, but it is. I said I was going to talk about this more when I was calm, but instead I've talked about it now. But yeah, I'm really tired, and I feel like all of this footage is going to be really useless because I will be so tired looking and like just not with it enough to be making sense, which is also why I keep swapping the camera over, because my arms keep getting tired because I just am so tired. The creator lounge is nice though. That was the thing that I hadn't seen before, kind of because Sitsi didn't have a space that was just for creators, so that was interesting and cool. I also feel like partly the reason that this feels so odd is because of how empty it was, which like I know is because they didn't sell all of the tickets and everything, but it feels very odd. Like I'm very torn because on one hand I think there's a lot of ways that this can improve, but I don't want it not to happen again. Like I definitely think that this is better than there not being more, like I think European, especially mainland European video is very underappreciated, and so having a like an EU Vidcon makes so much sense to me. I just feel like it's like starting over, and I worry that people are not going to treat it like it's starting over. They're going to treat it like it's just continuing on as Vidcon, and it kind of isn't, because it's in a different place. Like you have to treat it like starting from scratch. So yeah, I don't know, feeling very at odds. However, I have nearly finished my book, which is all anyone really cares about. So I'm gonna sleep now, maybe. I should sleep now, but that's probably not what I'm gonna do, because there are YouTube videos to be watched. And then I'm gonna get up again and go through it all again. Yay!